How's it going, y'all? It's Brandon here. It's first time recording a video like this. I've never really been one to record anything like this, but with all this crap going on in the world right now, I feel like I got to do something. You know, I feel like maybe this way I can reach a few people. Hopefully change a few minds, open a few eyes. But the subject I wanted to talk about today is white privilege. Let me tell you, I'm fucking sick and tired of hearing about white privilege. That's all you hear anymore is white privilege this, white privilege that, blah blah fucking blah. I don't know about the rest of y'all out there, but I don't think I've ever once experienced or seen any true white privilege in this country. I see just about every other privilege: black privilege, Mexican privilege, illegal immigrant privilege. Where's our free health care for being white? Where's our white scholarships? Where's our white clubs? In high school, I remember every other club: Vietnamese, Mexican club, black club. Never once a white club. And if we dare tried to start a white club, oh fuck, forget about it. It wouldn't happen. So, I want to tell you a little story today. It was, experience I had a few years back, and so what happened is I was in between jobs. I ended up applying for this temp agency. And the temp agency ended up sending me to this. It was a wine warehouse. I'm not going to say the name for obvious reasons, but they send me there. I get there, and turns out I enjoyed the job. It was actually a pretty good job. I was on a forklift most of the day. I was actually even though I was working for a temp agency, I was actually making pretty decent money, which is surprising. Usually you don't get paid that good through temp agencies, But anyways, shortly after getting there, maybe a week or so, I find out that this company every year that they hire temps, usually 2 or 3 temps, and then at the end of the assignment, which is usually 3-4 months maybe, they usually keep 1 or 2 of the temps full time, permanent employees, and you get big raise, benefits, all that good shit, and. So after I found this out, I'm determined to get this job. I enjoyed this. I enjoyed what I'm doing. Decent money. Overtime if I wanted it. I can make a decent living here. And actually enjoy my work. So over the next, was it 2 months or so? I busted my ass every day. Showed up every day. Never once called in sick. Never missed work. Never showed up late. In fact, I was always 15-20 minutes early every day. And let's go back up a little bit. So they also hired on through the temp agency. It was a 19-year-old black kid and I think he was a Mexican guy, probably about my age. He didn't know any English, so I didn't know anything about him. So a 19-year-old black kid, real nice kid. I had no problems with him. We got along great. But he was, to be honest, I'm just gonna say he was a shitty ass worker. He is probably one of the worst workers I've seen in a long time. Every time I seen him, he was hiding behind pallets, texting on his phone. Goddamn, he was in the bathroom at least 5 times a day. His breaks, his 30-minute lunch break would be an hour. His 15-minute break would be 30 minutes. He was just one of them workers. I'm sure you all known 1 or 2 of them. But anyway, so we start getting towards the end of the assignment, and I start talking to some of the permanent senior employees that were working there. I asked him, well, what do you think that my chances are of getting hired on? One of the guys, he was actually good friends with some of the management. He was especially the HR manager. And the guy, he looks at me, he goes, nope, ain't gonna happen. I go, really? Why's that? He goes, look around you. You see that guy, that guy, that guy, that guy? I go, yeah. He goes, well, they were all hired in the past 5 years. What color's their skin? Okay, it was Mexican. I think it was with 4 Mexicans, 1 black. Or, I don't know. But anyways, I go, well, what's that have to do with anything? As long as I'm a good worker, he goes, let me tell you something. He goes, you're probably one of the best workers I've seen in a long time. He goes, honestly, I haven't seen a kid your age work their ass off like you have in a long time. He goes, but because your skin is white, he goes, they are not going to hire you. Go, wow, okay. And this was actually a couple different employees that told me that, well, similar to that. Anyways, even though they had told me this, I was still determined to get on. I even asked a couple of them if they could put in a good word for me with management, and they did. And so it was about a week before the assignment ends. They told us, hey, go ahead and put your applications in if you wanna get hired on full time. So I put my application in. A couple days later, had my interview. Showed up to my interview dressed real nice, professional. You know, really polite. Handed him my resume. Looked at my resume. And goes, man, that's a pretty impressive resume. I mean, you got good work history here. Your time on each job. Before this, I'd worked, I don't know, 2 or 3 different jobs, and but each job I'd always been there, 4 or 5 years. Now, not most people, they jump job to job to job. They, 3 months here, 3 months there, and that's one thing the HR was telling me, that they see a lot of that with their resumes. That it looked real good that I had time on each job. But anyways, the interview got over. I'm walking out the door and I see the 19-year-old black kid. He's coming in for his interview, and his eyes are bloodshot red. He looked like he'd probably been up all night partying, drinking, smoking weed or whatever. So I'm like, man, I'm thinking to myself, at that point, I'm thinking to myself, damn, I definitely got this job now. Well, we get to the last day of the assignment. Maybe about an hour, I don't know, 2 hours before the shift ends. HR manager comes up to me and goes, Brandon, we really appreciate you having here. You're one hell of a worker. We're gonna we no longer need you. We hope to see you back next year. We'll keep your file on hand, and we'll call you back next year. And I was like, when he told me that, I was shocked. Like, I didn't even know what to say. I just, okay. And then, so over the next hour or so, my finishing out my work shift, it was driving me crazy. It was in my mind, why in the hell wouldn't they hire me? Well, I ended up finding out they hired the 19-year-old black kid instead. So I get to the end of the shift, clock out, walk over to HR's office, and knock on his door, go in, and I go, sir, I got to ask. I go, why wouldn't you hire me over this black kid? I go, not black kid. I didn't say black kid, but I said, I can't be honest, I don't even remember his name anymore, but I said, over so-and-so. I go, I got over 10 years experience. I worked my ass off, showed up every day on time, early, didn't call in sick once. I go, I'm not understanding. I go, this kid slacked off every day, missed so many days, showed up late over and over. I go, no work experience, no nothing. I go, I'm not understanding. He goes, the HR manager looks at me. He goes, honestly, I thought he was a good worker. He goes, I didn't see any issues with him. And I'm thinking to myself, really? You're giving me this shit? Yeah, because you've been sitting in your office all day. You're not out on the fucking floor watching him. That's what I'm thinking in my mind. Anyways, and he gets to this point. Well, it came down to the interview. That's what he tells me. He goes, he just interviewed a little bit better than you did. And at that point, I was stunned. I didn't even know what to say. At that point, oh, that's what he said after that. He goes, I really look forward. He goes, after he told me that, I go, okay. And then he says, well, I hope to have you back next year. And I go, you know what, boss? I go, I doubt I'll come back next year, honestly. And that was the end of it. So, the point of that story, to say there's white privilege is bullshit. There's every other privilege, but there's not white privilege. These white people you see who have money, who have cars, the house, because somebody worked their ass off to get there. Yeah, some of them inherited it or were born into money or whatever, but somebody had to work their ass off to get there. It wasn't just handed to them by the government or by the working class or whatever, because they worked their ass off. Everybody in this country is born with the same exact fucking rights, and even though I've experienced shit like that in my life, I still don't believe in this white privilege. I don't believe in black privilege, any of that shit. I believe we're all fucking human beings, plain and simple. This white privilege bullshit needs to end. All it comes down to is these people are using this shit as an excuse to go out and commit crimes, rob people, do whatever, because they want to they want to be able to do as they fucking please with no repercussions. They don't want to end up in jail. All you got to do, be a productive member of society. Stop committing crimes. 99.9% of these fucking problems you claim you have will disappear overnight. Y'all quit fucking committing crimes. It's plain and simple. Alright, well, I'm gonna leave it at that. If you like my video, you like and subscribe or share or whatever. If it goes over well, I'm sure I'll be making more videos and post them. Trust me, I got stories for days. I can tell you all kinds of different stories. I can talk all kinds of different politics with y'all. Other than that, y'all have a good one.